I have some wonderful pulled pork left over, but I don't want to make any more sandwiches. So today I'm going to be making some pulled pork enchiladas. All right, first thing I want to do is I want to kind of re-warm this pulled pork. So I've got a pan that's heating up here. Not really going to try and crisp it up too much or anything. If it gets a little extra color, that's fine. We just want to bring it back up to a little bit of temperature. And what I want to do is I want to hit this with a little bit of rub. This is a Flaps 20 Thriller rub. It has a very strong cumin scent to it, so I think it's going to go well in something like enchiladas. Just want to hit a little bit of this on here. All right, I'm going to finish rewarming this and then we'll move on to assembling these enchiladas, which are going to be a little different. All right, first thing I want to do is I want to prep these tortillas. Now, we're not going to be making traditional rolled enchiladas. We're going to be making an enchilada stack. I've heard it called a Mexican lasagna before. Basically, it's like an enchilada casserole with layers of the tortillas. So first thing I want to do is I just want to cut this stack of tortillas in half. That'll make it much easier when we're assembling them in the pan. All right, first thing I want to do is I want to put a little bit of the enchilada sauce in the bottom of this Pyrex dish. And this is a green sauce. If you don't like green sauce, you can use red sauce. If you want to make your sauce, you can. This is a store-bought Las Palmas enchilada sauce. And now we are just going to dip our tortillas in some sauce and start layering them in the pan. Put the flat edge around the side so it matches up to that. If you want to get your hands messy at this part, you can. I just decided not to. All right, now it's time to put some meat in here. Here goes some of our pulled pork. Just going to spread it around. And we're probably going to end up with about 2 good layers today. Now I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of hot sauce on here. You can use your favorite. I'm going to put some diced green chilies in here. These are just from a can. I'm going to put some scallions in here. And some cilantro. I'm going to put some more of this enchilada sauce in here now. I'm going to be generous with this sauce. We don't want this to be dry. I'm going to put some cheese on this layer too. And this is a shredded pepper jack cheese. You can use whatever cheese you want. I like pepper jack. And now some more tortillas. Same process, going around. Gonna add a little more sauce to our dish. And I'm just gonna repeat the process. I'll bring you back in just a minute when we're ready to top it. All right, here we have our almost finished pan of enchilada stacks. So I've got to put a little more sauce on top now. Okay, just gonna spread this around. Now we're going to add some more of that pepper jack cheese. Now if you want to add more cheese, you can. I'm not always a huge cheese guy. I like a little bit, so this is just right for me and for my family. Just going to drizzle a few little scallions on top here. And when it's all done and comes out of the oven, we'll be putting some diced tomatoes on it too. All right, here is our Pyrex dish of pulled pork enchilada stacks, and we're ready to get this in the oven. All right, we are preheating. We're waiting till it gets to 350 degrees. And once it reaches 350, we'll put in the dish of enchiladas, and it's gonna take about 45 minutes. All right, our oven is ready. I'll see you in 45 minutes. All right, so it's been about 35 minutes. I want to give this a check and just see how we're looking. You know what? I think we are done. Let me get this out of here. We got nice bubbling there, good color on it. All right, here are our pulled pork enchilada stacks, or stack of pulled pork enchiladas, or it's pulled pork enchiladas stacked in there. I have a glove on because I know I'm going to reach down and touch this glass container and just burn myself, so I'm trying not to do that. What I want to do now is add a little color to the top of this. I'm just going to sprinkle some chopped tomatoes on here. Some nice red and yellow tomatoes. Not a lot. I'm also going to put some avocado on top here. Now it's time to cut into this. So the dilemma here is always, what kind of piece do you want? Do you want the corner? Do you want the center? I'm gonna go for a corner. I like the corner when it comes to things like enchiladas or lasagna. So let me get down in here, see if I can get a good piece out. There we go. Nice looking piece of stacked enchiladas. All right, it's time to taste. All right, I've got a nice ooey gooey piece of this pulled pork enchilada stack. Oh, it smells wonderful. I'm going in. Oh, wow. If there's a better use for leftover pulled pork, I don't know what it is. Wow. Great flavor on the pulled pork. You do get some of that rub with that very cuminy flavor. And because this was a smoked pulled pork, you've got that barbecue flavor in there that just comes at you from outside. Oh. Now doing this stacked instead of rolled is an easier way to make enchiladas. It's a lot more like lasagna when you're making it. In fact, I think I mentioned that sometimes you'll see this recipe listed as Mexican lasagna. And really for me, this is just the right amount of cheese. I'm not a cheese guy. I don't like tons of cheese. If you want more cheese on this, you could just pour the cheese on and in every layer. But for me, this is perfect. Having these nice, cool tomatoes and avocado on at the end is a nice contrast to this piping hot enchilada stack. So it ended up taking about 35 minutes instead of 45 minutes at 350. Totally fine. You got to kind of check it. So at 30 minutes, start looking at it and seeing every oven is a little bit different. But this is also one of those dishes that you could do out on the grill. You could take your leftovers, assemble them just like this in a foil pan, put them on the Weber kettle or any barbecue you have, cook them indirect, and there's your meal.